Well, Brisbane crew. We didn't have to have a Zoom interview. It was so easy and so good to have you guys here, and so good to have you guys part of One Life Club. I know a little bit about the story, who you guys are and what you guys do, but tell us, who's sitting in front of me?
Nathan Bill from Solar Air Energy, and
Yeah, I'm Dylan Karaitiana from Solar Air Energy as well.
Now, successful business, but you two are brother-in-laws. And I didn't know that before this interviews, which is really great to see. What I always like to dig deep, how did this business come along? Because I know yourself, Nate, you started working for somebody else, which is a mutual friend, Carl. You were working for somebody else in a solar business, and then business was born. When was it born? How come you two are working together besides being brother-in-laws?
Yeah, okay. Do you want my version of it or?
Yeah. We're not going to touch too much on brother-in-laws because I will keep that version for myself. That's the fun one. But let's dig deep.
So my version of it, I was running a company at the time, and it's a large online retailer.
Yes.
And the company, night on night, was just getting busier and busier. And Nathan was working for another solar company.
Yes.
And one of the products that I had, night after night, we were packing vans and vans of Australia Post coming to pick up these orders. Nathan come in there, and night after night he would come in and he would say to me, if you can do this with a solar system, we'll be billionaires next week. Literally, this was his sell to me. And then the next day he'd come, hey, if you could do this with solar systems, we'll be off to the races next week. And sure enough, I heard this thing for 6 months. I reckon I would have heard it. So I says to Nathan one day, Nath, you got to burn the boats and get out. If you want to do your own thing, you have to go out all the way and do it yourself. So I'll pass it over to Nath and then tell him, like, I suppose you could pick it up there and tell him how it was born.
Yeah, pretty much. I was hounding him every single day. It was he undersold it just then, just so you know. We would literally pack front to back, side to side, top to bottom, Oz Post trucks, literally like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of orders of a fitness drink.
Yes.
And I used to say to him, he would literally hit print on the printer, and it would just be printing for like 2.5, 3 hours, orders after orders. Yes. So that's how I said, I was like, man.
And that wasn't even your business. You were actually
working. No, it was his.
Oh, that was your company.
It was his company.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was his company, but.
And you said to him, fuck that.
Nah.
Let's start another company together.
No, not really. So Superman over here thinks he can do everything by himself. So we'd be at the warehouse packing orders until 1 a.m.
Yes. And
then I'd go home, sleep for minimal hours, wake up, go back to work the next day.
Yes.
And then eventually I just ended up saying, oi, I'm starting this company with or without you. So you can either help me or
I'm going along.
You can stay here and you can pack your orders until midnight by yourself because I'm going to be busy doing this.
I'm not helping you.
That was pretty much how it got told. But he ended up saying, yeah, all right, sweet, I'll help you. Not at the very beginning.
Yes.
He was a bit skittish at the start. He was like, oh, nah, keep doing this. I'm like, all right, sweet.
Because you had existing business as well.
A good business, yeah. It was a big business. And
it was huge.
And to be honest, I would just look from the sideline. Like he was working for the main guy. So the guy that Nathan was working with, Carl, obviously, he was running a brilliant setup. And Nathan could see that from the outset. And he would come and he'd say these things. And I'm pretty reserved. Like I don't like getting too involved in conversations and that. So I was watching this thing from the sideline. I'm like, I can figure this solar stuff out quickly. I can get leads. Like I can give you guys as much leads as you guys can handle. And Nathan, the one thing about Nathan is he's persistent. Like just every other day he would message. Hey,
I personally think in business world, that's the probably biggest asset us humans can have is be persistent. Reason why, because both of you know in current business and past business, business is not fucking easy. We do get knocked on our feet, on our back all the time. So persistence is something that gets us through all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I completely agree with you. And I think that from Nathan's side, like he very much was, right, I'm going to go out and do this. And it started me watching from the sideline. Obviously the company was still firing away and I'm watching Nathan. It started as like more or less weekend here and there.
Yes.
So from the weekend here and there, he'd have a system every now and again. And then it become, hey, I need to actually build the site. We need to actually start getting some leads in here. And then it become a little bit more time. And then I think the mastery in Nathan's side was he got my partner involved.
Yes.
And because he got her involved in it,
Which is his
which is
sister.
his sister who I'm with.
Yes.
Yes.
So you kind of had really no choice.
I had no choice.
Yes.
I'll tell you right now, I had no
Yes.
choice. So second,
You really had a.
I played the long.
Oh yeah. You,
so as soon as that happened, she got involved. And then I'm like, right, now the leads better turn up.
Yes.
Like, we better get this thing off to the races. And then
and that was how many years ago?
this is 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah, so it was Nathan in a van with an apprentice who's class. We got the apprentice of the country, yeah? We got the top apprentice. Good, really, really good kid. It was him and another guy from the air conditioning side, which is Brody. And so I'd watch them guys go out and just do the solar servicing. I'm still running our stuff. And then Shannon got involved. And then from that, basically it become like, right, we need to get you boys off Excel spreadsheets, trying to figure out how jobs were, which is how it was literally done.
Yes, of course.
So I would go over to Nathan's house and I would like look at the setup, and it was like the computer with his mum. His mum moved in from Townsville, and she was playing on Excel spreadsheets. It was Google Sheets actually, and I'm like, throw that in the bin. Let's get a CRM in place, and then right, let's get a site actually generating leads so we're self-sufficient. We got that in place, and the boys did their part. So they went out and actually did class service. So the boys' workmanship was like the main thing. So I'm like, right, if you boys focus on that, in the office, we'll be fine. We'll get the leads coming in and we'll get your own work. And reputation will do its thing and you will be off to the races.
Yes.
And that's basically, I suppose the first 12 months was more or less Nathan a van. Man in a van, plus a couple of mates here and there.
Now, question that I have for you: working for somebody else and running your own business, different scale. When you're working for somebody else, you're really just responsible for yourself. You start your work whatever time in the morning, you finish, no other responsibilities. Starting your own business is not an easy decision to make because you're really signing up for so much fun and so much shit dealing on a daily basis. Was that decision big for specifically for you?
Well, I'd already started a business. I already
Yes.
owned another business. I started a business when I was 26.
So it wasn't your first rodeo. So you already tasted, this is what I want.
Yeah, to be 100% honest, my mindset in business, man, I hate being told what to do.
Yes.
I've always not liked it.
So you're unemployable.
No, not in a sense.
I'm unemployable because I can work for somebody to a certain point.
I am, but it all comes down to like how I get treated, like,
of course.
you know what I mean? Like if someone had treated me like the golden child, I'd probably still be there.
Yes, yes.
But I had already started a business, a gymwear company called
Yes.
Obsessed Gymwear. I started that when I was 26 with my sister.
Yes,
We built that up. We just recently sold that last year.
yes,
The reason that we sold that was because we'd started solar air energy.
yes,
That was growing rapidly.
yes.
And that was taking a lot of focus away. I guess we had too many eggs spread
Yes.
across too many baskets. And we just made a collective decision to sell that last year in
Yes.
December and just knuckle down on solar air energy. But I had literally the best start you could possibly have.
Yes.
It'd be like one of your guys in here looking at exactly what you do.
Yeah, of course.
You've built this empire
Of course.
and then saying, I'm out, man. See you
Yes.
later. And then no one would wonder how he did it because he's just looked at a blueprint.
Yeah, of course.
So it was very similar for me.
Yes.
I was literally working with Carl and all the
Yes.
boys there every single day for almost a year.
So you were not just working, you were also learning how the game operates as
Pretty
well.
much, yeah.
So if you decide to make the decision to start similar business, you already have that knowledge
Yeah.
how to as much as you can.
Yeah.
Looking back now, for both of you, what would you say in general is the hardest thing when it comes to running your own business?
The hardest thing for, I guess it's for me now
Yes.
or back then.
In general, looking back your journey.
On the journey back when we first did it, I feel it was making that initial jump and not knowing. It's like uncharted territory.
So you really jump into ocean not knowing if there's
Pretty
sharks
much,
there
yeah.
or if there's
Yeah,
African
no idea.
snapper.
So it's like And you feel responsible for your team. Like we got 20 people.
So the life is not about you two anymore.
No, it's not.
Other people, they have their own families.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They got houses to pay for.
Yes.
They got food to put on for their
Which
plates
means
for
you
kids.
two have to perform, provide enough business for the companies, you can pay everybody. Otherwise, you don't do that, people lose jobs, livelihoods.
Exactly. That was back then, but now one of the hardest things, which we both do it every single day, is we sacrifice massive amounts of time with our kids. That for me is probably one of the hardest things.
Yeah.
Like I know that it's working towards something, so I do it every single day, and he does as well.
And how many kids do you guys have?
We've both got 2.
2 kids.
So I got 3 and 4, and his are 7 and 4, 5, 7 and 4, 5, whatever they are.
But at the same time, you're not working hard. You're not seeing them because you don't want to see them. You're not seeing them because you are actually working so entire family has a better life. I think that's the common thing that I see between every person that I've interviewed so far. They're all sacrificing, you know what I mean? Because you do start early, you finish late, and the reality is you guys are really working 24 hours a day. Your mind never stops.
Pretty much.
Would you say that's the hardest thing for you as well?
Yeah, I definitely agree. The sacrifice is without a doubt. The time, and you can become more conscious of time. Like, I'm not sure if you have any kids. Do you have any kids?
No, I don't have kids. I got 3 dogs and I got about 300 employees. So technically,
You have 300. Yeah.
I got 300 because trust me, out of 300, they're all screaming every single day.
I think that it would certainly be the thing that plays the most. I feel like coming into pre-kids, your risk appetite, you couldn't care less. I'll work 24 hours. I literally used to sleep on the floor. I still do. Like I'll work and sleep on the floor, sleep at the desk. But you become more conscious of it, and it really does. It's the one thing that I think as you progress, like I'm conscious I'm now trading an hour.
Yes.
This is bedtime.
Yes.
So without getting too into it all,
Yes.
you're certainly aware of it, and like it's very
See,
frequent that you.
it's completely at the same time what family does for anybody. If you're single and if you're 25, you got no responsibilities. You know, if you do fail, it's okay. You can go back to mom and dad or sleep at friend's floor or whatever. But when you have wife or husbands and little kids, they must eat.
Yeah.
They have to sleep somewhere. So you have no fucking option but to keep going. There's no, oh, it's okay, you know, I go and ask my mate if I can sleep at his floor. They need a home. They need to go to school, you know. So I think having that responsibility, you know how you said you're persistent, but I think now you're probably 6,000 more persistent by having little ones at home. Would you agree?
Yeah, I completely agree.
Now, brother-in-laws, same vision. When it comes to where you are now, looking back when it comes to scaling your business, because we just had a conversation, when you started, everything's on the spreadsheets, there's no CRMs and nothing, but you wanted to scale it. So your mind is up here, you're up there, and then you need to connect where you want to be. What was the hardest part of scaling your business up?
I think the hardest part of scaling any business is the team, building teams. But I've been fortunate. When I was in the mines years and years ago, I was a leading hand in the mines, and I actually got told by one of the superintendents that I was good at getting people around me to be motivated and actually want to come in and do work on the mine site that we're on. We're in oil and gas. So I guess, I don't know if it's a natural thing, but I've always been pretty good at, one, picking people to be around me that are top notch, or 2, the fact that everyone around me, to be honest, just wants to grind and do a good job. So that, I guess, is hard for some people to find teams and build teams of good people. Like, you can go out there and you can hire people. Like, it's not hard to hire people, but to hire good people that see the same vision that you see and want to grow as well as you. That's
but also
the
you
hard
have
part.
to be good leader yourself to attract good people, because if you're an asshole, you can attract somebody, but they're going to be gone tomorrow. So I think you have to have that care factor
Yeah.
that you want to build that good culture within your business. And I think I'm very grateful that within all of my companies, we really, really, really try hard to get absolutely best. It's not easy, because I think that work ethic has changed, shifted today than it was, 20 years ago, even 10 years ago. And once you do find talented people, you do have to invest in them, and investing in them is creating good environment, seeing what they do and pushing them so they can thrive more. Otherwise, you just lose. Where next to from here?
You want to take this one?
Because in a time that I got to know you, I think he's mad.
Yeah.
And definitely he's got issues, which is same what I have. With me, I can retire now 100 times over, but I work now harder than ever. And by knowing yourself, and I don't think you're any better than him, I think both of you want to do more, want to create more, want to push yourself more, want to expand to do more. So we are kind of people that are similar to us. I always say we have issues because you guys cannot just have the business that you have now and stay on this level, because you created a good business is making money, so you can just run it, not scale it anymore. Let's just keep it at this. Let's just enjoy life.
Yeah, that's not happening.
That is not happening.
No.
So what is next?
So I suppose with the way that Nathan thinks, it is always really pushing.
So I'm not wrong when I say he's mad.
He's crazy. He's
Yes,
crazy.
100%.
But the approach, I think how Nathan explains it about bringing good people together. So Nathan's personality type is IS from a disc profiling type. He's very much a people person, like a bit of a socialite, you could call it. Polar opposite to me. So I'm very CD. I just want objective direction. I just want to know what to do.
Yes.
Get out of my way. Let me work.
Yes, he'll jump into water first,
He'll
then he'll
jump
figure
in,
it
have
without
fun.
knowing if he can swim or not.
100%. And half the time, that's exactly
He'll
what
figure
it is.
out. I'm in the water.
Yeah.
Run somewhere.
And I think what's really worked with this thing is that personality type that he brings. What a lot of people don't realize is that in the background there is a steady tempo that is actually beating this engine.
Yes.
And so to bring the talent pool in that we have has been a lot of hard work. And from here, we are now looking at, with the team that we have, ways for them to really get ahead. So that apprentice that we were talking about at the start of the interview, we've just bought a house, a joint venture with him.
Yes.
Which is amazing. Like, his kid's 21 years old, 22 years old. So he's a young kid.
Encouraging him to do better himself.
He's renovating, doing it all up himself. We've obviously paid for the property.
Yes.
He's invested in the property. He'll get a split or a dividend out of the sale of the property. So that's just one way, but we've got.
You better fucking use my company to sell it. Otherwise, I'm chasing you.
Well, I've seen all the.
Just joking.
If I can see a 3 in front of the title, like everything around here, hey, you've got it. You've got it. But so we're really trying to give back to our guys. And we believe that the processes and the systems that are implemented are not your standard tradie service type.
Yes.
So although Nathan will get out there, it is enjoyable to be around. In the background, we follow a structure. We have implemented a very good process in the background. We're consistent.
Without systems and processes, you can only run your business to a certain point, because engine still needs to run.
Correct. And that was Nathan, man in a van. And that was that.
And that's all of us when we are starting anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think for our guys now, we're starting to now see them. They're getting mature. They're starting to understand the processes. And from here, we want to give those guys an opportunity to use the Solar Air name to push forward, carrying our name, but without us carrying all the responsibility that goes with that.
Yes.
We'll show them how things are done.
Yes.
We're training them constantly on process, operation. Half of them initially were reluctant to want to get behind it all.
Yes.
But now we're starting to see the rewards of that. And I think from here, it really just becomes us really looking at a way that they can license or use the name. That they can get out there and actually.
So you want to see your team do well as well. Are we just stopping on solar?
We are currently looking at solar properly. We're well into this licensing type setup. So
Yes.
we basically have a model now that's a blueprint to go from a man in a van over a 4-year stretch into what you have today. So,
Right.
and now we're starting to carry that torch and formalize it onto the next group of our guys.
Yes.
And we'll see them start to transition into a man in a van
Yes.
using our name and then getting out there and promoting their own work.
I love it.
So that's where we're heading from here.
Now, few questions for both of you. If you die tomorrow, what do you want people to remember you for? What would you be the most proud of things that you have done in your life, besides having your kids and his sister?
I would have
So
started
let me
there.
just say it there in case you
That's
don't
where I was
mention
going.
that.
You're right. That is exactly where I was going.
I have to say this just in case people don't forget. But what would you want people, what would be the most proud thing that you're proud of, that you achieved? Because reality is, bullet that's going to kill us has already been fired. Now, when we're going to die, who fucking knows?
I would say without a doubt I've pushed like daily. So I'm really, really giving it my best effort
I
and
love
excellence in everything I do.
I love that. So you know what? If you die tomorrow, I know at least I fucking gave it all.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, me, I give it a red hot crack as well, a bit of a nudge, but I think laughter with me. I like to feel like I've made an impact in someone's life, whether I've helped them build a business, put a smile on their face because they're having a bad day. With me, I just think if I died tomorrow, I'd hope that people came to my funeral and thought, oh yeah, he was a funny dude.
If I come tomorrow, I will be saying, motherfucker, I didn't finish my solo.
Potentially, if I did that could be what happens. But just touching quickly on what Dylan was just saying with giving our boys the chance, I think that there has to be, like with business, there has to be like a lid. There has to be a lid. When you're running a business, you obviously have overheads and all that sort of stuff. And me for one, I think everyone should have an opportunity to go and, buy a $20 million house for their family or go and buy whatever car they want for them or their missus. But I feel like if you work in a team for someone or with someone, there's a lid on that. Like you can't have, think I'm crazy or not, but I don't think that that's possible. I don't think you can have that sort of stuff if you work for someone.
Yes.
So that's why we've built the systems and the processes out.
So you're basically building business within the business where everybody can really win.
Yeah, it's already done, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's just touching on it, but it's already, it'll be out this year, be rolled out this year.
As a business, it would be easier for you guys to scale.
Exactly.
Because if you have 1,000 vans or 100 vans or whatever it is, if you own them all, then you have to manage all the stuff, you have to buy everything.
Yeah.
Now you just have to build a solid brand and marketing system in place that they are benefiting using what you have created to scale their own business, but they are responsible for their own business within your business. Same thing that we have done within our real estate companies.
Exactly.
So that way, we are encouraged. I got about, I've probably made over 40 millionaires within my business. All the guys, so you show them the way, you build the systems and processes and marketing arm, and the key is discovering people, what I would call as crazy as you, that want to do extremely well, and I'm sure you guys are on the right path.
But on that as well, there is people similar to us that just want to work 24/7, see how long they can stay awake for. But there's also other guys that want to give it a crack. They don't know how, and they just need, I guess, a bit of support. Yeah, so it's 100%. Also giving them the option to go and start a business under the Solar Air Energy banner.
Yes.
And if they want to work 3 days a week and they're happy with that, they're genuinely happy with what they make out of 3 days worth of work, awesome. Don't go to work Thursday, Friday. Doesn't bother us.
It's up to you.
Yeah, you wake up and you crook.
Yes.
Sweet, man. Don't go to work. Just call your customers. Make sure that they know. You don't have to call anyone. Have anyone think that you're bullshitting them because you're not sick.
It's up to really them how much they want to earn.
Exactly.
They are putting the limit on themselves. Same way in our business, the way we all put limit on ourselves. I think one of the things that you guys, I would say that it's very hard to trust people in business, as you guys know. I think you guys are what I would call, you're moving ahead with times when it comes to tech and so on, but at the same time, you guys are very old school when it comes to your values. I didn't even look at your quote, you got the job, because I feel like, you guys are thinking long term. I'm going to do right thing by my potential client, because if you do right thing by me, I become your salesman for free, because people will come to my home, and we're going to talk about what my house does. There's a solar, and I'm a proud man. It's my home. Look at my 150 fucking panels on the roof. You know what I mean? And who did it for you? If I'm not happy, I won't mention your name. But if I'm happy, you say, oh, you know what, you should use these guys. That's one thing I always say to all my sales guys. If you give a good service to any of your clients, they become your salespeople for free. They will refer you to others.
That's pretty much what we've done since day dot, to be honest. We got an award last year, top 10 in Australia. So we went to Sydney for that. And that's literally what we've done since day dot. Like, I actually do say to people, it sounds silly, but I'll ask people at the end of any job that we do. Obviously, we do air conditioning, electrical, solar, batteries, EV chargers. We do everything. We don't just do solar.
Yes.
But at the end of every single job that's completed, I will ask every single customer, are you happy with what we've done here today? And if the answer is no, we're not leaving. Like, it's that simple. Like, please tell us where we can fix something, correct something. What have we done wrong?
And that's because you want to be here for a long time.
100%.
Not just for the fun time today.
Yeah, that's 100% it. No, you've really touched on it. Like, we even surveyed the group. We've done a lot of stuff internally, and the thing that comes back most across our guys, you're 100% right how we quoted that. I'm not even completely across the price. It was Nathan, like, bang, I'm sorting this at just getting it sorted. But the guys' poll comeback is workmanship was the top topic that every single employee within the company resonated with the most. So we know that when we send the guys to the trade, they're going to deliver on their workmanship. They take a lot of pride in that. And then we just align our values outside of that. So we pretty much say, right, now that we've got the workmanship component, let's be efficient, guys, because we don't want to be there all day.
Of course.
But that's all the processes and that build in the background, I suppose.
Well, I look forward to watching your journey in the future more and more. And it's definitely great to have you guys on board. As I feel like, us at One Life Club we are building a kind of crazy family community here as well. So it's good knowing you guys, and I look forward to seeing solar on my own home. And it's been a pleasure.
We appreciate it.
Awesome.
Appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to go and watch Broncos together.
Yeah, sounds good. We'll wave at you from our box over the field.